Hello and welcome to Gapey's Greenhouse. This is a July update. I have lots of peppers in here, but let me start on the left side where I've got 3 tomato plants. These are determinate varieties. I have Fortunia and Greek Pinks, both that I got from the same person from a seed swap. And the Fortunia isn't doing as well as the other. The tips of the plant are kind of droopy, like it's not getting enough water. The other 2 tomato plants I have in here don't seem to have that problem. This is the Greek Pinks. It's not quite as tall as the other one. There's lots of flowers, but I'm not seeing any tomatoes set on it yet. And then I also have Sweet Tangerine. This is my only hybrid tomato variety, so I'm interested to see how that one turns out. And then I have 2 eggplants. I'm not a big eggplant fan, but I thought I would try these varieties. This one's called Louisiana Long Green. I've never tried a green eggplant variety, so I wanted to see how that one turned out. And then I have one called Long Purple. And then I also have some purslane growing in here. That's just volunteer from the compost that I decided to let grow. But I'll definitely pull it out before it starts flowering. And then I have one okra, which I've never grown before, but this is a small variety called Baby Bubba, so it doesn't get as tall as a lot of the other okras do. And I don't think okra grows very well here, but I just wanted to give it a try. It does look like something is eating some of the leaves. I haven't seen any pests on there, but yeah, I guess there are some aphids on there. So maybe I'll try squishing these, or maybe spray it with some neem oil to get rid of those. And then I've also got Marigolds and Cilantro as some companions. And this is a Dwarf Marigold. And then I have a larger variety marigold there that hasn't quite started blooming yet. And then hidden behind the tomatoes, I don't know if you could see them, but I've got some cucamelons back there growing on some bamboo poles. And they haven't made it to the top yet, but I'm not sure if they will. It's kind of shady back there. And then these are some starts that I've started. I have some basil here and 2 types of lettuce, Freckles romaine, and also a 21 acres variety. And the rest of these are all basil. And then this is a larger cilantro that's gone to seed, so I'm going to be harvesting some of those seeds here pretty soon. And I have my lemon tree in here. And this is I think this is the 2nd year for the lemon tree. There's lots of flowers and some baby lemons. I did harvest a couple of them last year. Okay, and then we have peppers. So I have lots of peppers on the right side of the greenhouse, and I've also got some companions for them. I'm doing nasturtiums this year, which have been kind of going crazy. I've had to trim them back several times because they're growing over the peppers. So I have the sweet peppers on the front side of the greenhouse. This is a orange. Nope, this one's yellow. Obviously it hasn't turned yellow yet. And then the one behind it is an orange pepper. And neither one is turning yet, but there's some pretty decent sized peppers growing on those. So hopefully they'll start turning colors pretty soon. And then I've also got a purple bell. It's called Purple Beauty Bell. And I've grown this several years in a row. The peppers don't get that big. They taste kind of like green peppers, so they don't have a sweet as flavor as the yellow, red, and orange. But they're a fun pepper to grow. And then behind that, I've got a Cajun bell pepper that I saved the seeds from a pod from a friend, but they're growing, they look a lot more like jalapenos. So I'm not sure if it got cross-pollinated probably with jalapenos that they grew, but we'll see how they taste. I do have this one is called Aji Lemon, and I haven't grown this one before. It's got a few peppers growing on it, tons of flowers. They should be turning yellow once they get a little bit bigger. And I have 2 of those planted. The one in the back isn't growing quite as well. There's some moles or rats or something that have been putting tunnels under the in the greenhouse, so I think those might be affecting some of the plants. And another companion I have in here is some zinnias, and that's the first time I've grown zinnias in here, but I've got 4 of those, and they might be 4 different colors. But they're growing kind of tall. I might have to give those a trim too. And then I've got Toro De Ecuador. This one is the latest pepper that I planted, so it doesn't have, it's just now starting to get some flowers. So there's no peppers growing on that one yet. And then behind it I do have a jalapeno. This is an orange jalapeno, so I'm going to wait until the peppers turn color. So they should be turning orange hopefully in the next couple weeks. Oh, there's some pretty big ones back there. See if you can see that. That's a big one. And then in the next row I have 2 Italian long hots, and I've harvested several of these. I'm going to try waiting until they turn red and see if the flavor is any better. Some of them have been hot and others not so hot, so they're all supposed to be fairly hot, a little bit less hot than a jalapeno, but we'll see how the flavor is after they turn red. And then the next row over here I have Sugar Rush Peach, but it turns out this is probably a cross because they don't look like they're supposed to. And if you know what Sugar Rush Peach is supposed to look like, it's kind of a smooth pepper, but these have a lot of bumpy ridges on them. But I'm sure they're going to be super hot, so we'll have to wait and see what comes of that. And here's another, this is a different nasturtium than the other one. This one's got some variegated leaves that are pretty cool. Okay, the next pepper is the tallest pepper in the greenhouse. This is the, let's see, what is it called? The Brazilian Starfish. And this one is a really neat shaped one. There's not very big pods yet, but you can see they're kind of star shaped. There's a few more down here that are a little bit bigger. I think they turn, I believe, red when they're ripe. And then the next 2 rows I have some super hot peppers. So this first one here is a chocolate habanero, and there is one pepper that's getting fairly big. See if you can see it down here. That's the first one that'll probably become ripe. And then the one behind it is a Carolina Reaper. And all I have on that one is flowers. I don't have any peppers that have set on there yet, so I'm still waiting. Some of the peppers have, or some of the flowers have turned yellow and fallen off, so we'll have to wait and see how that does. Then the next row over, these are both Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpions. And again, this plant, both of these plants haven't produced any pods yet. Lots and lots of flowers. Some of them have fallen off, so I don't know if I need to give it some fertilizer maybe and see if I can get the flowers to produce some pods. So that's pretty much it. All the peppers and flowers I have growing in the greenhouse. Thanks for watching, and I'll give you some more updates again soon.